Hello, everybody. This is Gretchen with the Global Green Burial Alliance, and I'm doing my little show, Digging Deeper. And I'm very excited to have the modern mortician, Melissa Meadow. So, welcome, Melissa. She's a death doula. I know she doesn't need too much of an introduction because so many people know her, but she's a death doula, a consultant, a wonderful death educator, a truth teller, and my guest that I am so happy to have today. So, welcome, Melissa, and I can't wait to talk to you and learn more about everything with you. So,
Thanks for
wow.
having me, Gretchen.
Yeah. So I know you also do a podcast. I don't want to forget just letting people know that you do that if they want to be more connected with you. What's the name of the podcast again?
Yeah, it's a hobby podcast. It's hobby for me. It is Exposing Death Care, the podcast. It's on all streaming platforms, including YouTube.
Okay.
But I have conversations with other people that have worked in funeral homes, and we lament over what needs to change and what's wrong and what we've experienced.
Yeah.
And I started that podcast because there wasn't a safe place to talk about those things. And even my podcast isn't a safe place because there's been plenty of people that have reached out to me with stories that are afraid to go on the air per se.
Yeah.
So a lot of these stories I just have for myself and I haven't been able to share them, but it's an outlet for people.
Yeah.
And I think it's a healing outlet. And it
Yeah.
also lets others that are experiencing it or have experienced these things to know that they're not alone.
Yeah. Which there's a lot of it out there because I see it in the different social media groups and platforms, a lot of harassment, bullying, and then other things that people, I mean, it's even been on the news, the screw ups that funeral homes have been doing and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on, um, and what the saddest thing is that families who have lost a loved one are caught up in the middle of it a lot of times. And I mean, wasn't there just something on the news in Pennsylvania? There was a abandoned cemetery that got desecrated, I guess. Did you hear about that one?
Oh yeah, the guy
Yeah.
was selling
Yeah.
stolen
Grave robber.
bodies on Facebook Marketplace and Instagram, and then it had a tie back to the Harvard scandal. One of the participants there, who proclaims his innocence, um, had been buying fetuses and stillborns from a funeral home
Oh
and
my.
and preserving them and selling them online. This person is now going to prison. But
Yeah.
this other grave robber guy is this is just the beginning of a big nut getting cracked open.
Yeah. So this seems like families get victimized a lot
A
in
lot.
different ways. And I think that you bringing transparency up and talking about a lot of this stuff has been really important, and it's been changing the death culture. And there's a few other educators too that are online and popular, and they're doing a great job. But it's just I'm just so happy for it because it's so
Mhm.
intimidating being one of those consumers years ago sitting in a funeral parlor office trying to make decisions and feeling not safe, basically.
Mhm.
Yeah, in a time in my life, one of the most vulnerable times of my life. So
Mhm.
I just think it's really great the work you're doing, the work we're doing, and just all of it. And so the other reason I was telling you before we got started was one of the reasons why I reached out to you was just in the last several months, the tenderness in your posts, spotlighting some of the product makers and telling stories, and then the beautiful thing you posted that I reposted that day after death kind of poem thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just really like that. And I want to touch upon the ketamine therapy that you also shared because I also went through ketamine therapy and it really helped me. And I, if anybody's struggling out there and kind of not finding the right thing, I highly recommend going and exploring that. And just to be the little weirdo that I am, I called it my tripping balls day.
Oh,
It's just like today's the day. I need my playlist and then I would recover and just my mind would be so I don't know how to describe it, just like reborn again in a way, like open, especially with the processing
malleable.
afterwards with my therapist, you know?
So
So
you're on a way different ketamine journey than I am. So I do you do nasal or intravenous or
intravenous.
okay.
Yeah.
So there's another way they do it with a troche where it's like mixed with something that you put in your mouth. Mine, so because you had to have a ride to the place that did the intravenous or the nasal and you had to be babysat,
Yeah.
I live so rural. Like I have to
Um,
drive 2 hours to see my therapist once a month, whereas other days of the month we do it digitally.
hmm
But so there was not a way for me to get a ride to these places and then get a ride back because you're not allowed to drive. So what
hmm
ended up happening is we went through a compounding pharmacy. And so I take a daily dose of 96 milligrams or something like that, some
hmm
very like micro
Oh,
dosing amount
microdose.
every
Oh,
day, every night, right before I go to bed. And I don't get the full euphoric and all of that. And I would love
you
to.
weren't tripping balls.
No, but I can tell you that it has what I have noticed is that it feels like it's reverted to my mind to before the trauma.
Ah,
Like
yeah.
before the overthinking and the constant I've
Yes.
got to be on guard.
Right.
That's what it felt like
Ah.
up until I started getting into this treatment. So,
hmm
and it's not a forever treatment. It's just like a 6 month thing. And I
hmm
think I'm on month 4 or 5. But I noticed after they finally got me at the right dose, it
Yeah.
was a it was a game changer. So the fact that that is an option now, and then of course talking about it to people, I start getting ads now. So
hmm
like there are ads popping up that say, "Yeah, now you can talk to a counselor and get ketamine sent to your door." And
Right.
I've had the phone call before, and they're like, "You need a babysitter," and I'm like, "I'm just gonna keep doing the way I'm doing it right now." But it's good to know that it is easier for people to get now than it was when I first started this treatment over here, like last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. I had to search around too for it and had
Yeah,
the guide and everything. It took 3 treatments, but I still, when I look back, I'm in wonder how it worked. I really am
yeah,
because
I don't
it
know.
wasn't like anything major happened during the experience, like some people say. It just, I don't
Hmm.
know, they just explain it that it rewires a traumatized brain,
Hmm.
you know? And
Yep.
let's face it, this funeral industry is very traumatizing. And you're not the only one who's been traumatized. Ed's been traumatized, other people, like just, um, it's hard to trust people in this industry for
Yeah,
sure.
100%.
Yeah, so I understand why you have your little doggy too. I have three.
Yeah.
I just need that pure love, that's so unconditional because
Yeah.
it's so real. But so I saw when I was looking at your website too that in other podcasts you discussed your dream of the conservation cemetery, and
Yeah.
I didn't listen to him. I don't know anything about it. So tell me what your dream is and what you foresee happening.
So that was the whole push that got me back to posting on social media with a regularity.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I always knew that I'd go back to social media to educate, but I thought it would be a faceless page. And Facebook invited me to a program where they gave you goals to hit
Mm-hmm.
because like my Instagram page was active, but my Facebook page wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And that put me in a monetization program. So over the last 5 months, Facebook is my full-time job. I
Mm-hmm.
rely on Facebook to pay the bills.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So the goal with that is I have seen what other creators are making on platforms,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes beyond just $1,000 a month, enough to keep your lights on. It goes into the 20 thousands of dollars. A lot of money can be made on social media providing information.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
just
saying
think
I am
this.
ever going to hit that, but even if I hit 2,000 a month, I can buy land. I can invest that into building my conservation burial dreams.
I
So
think you could easily do it, Melissa. Your content is amazing. You're one of the
thank you.
best, I think. It's really good. And I've often, when I watch, I go, think she must spend a lot of time because it's so good. Like you
I
can,
am laying down on my daybed or in my bed or in my recliner, and I edit and play so many times before I post.
I
There's so
figured,
many
because you have to
renditions.
do that to do it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then the crazy thing is, I'll see something random out of nowhere, like the hospital bed in the bare room. And then, okay, I want to make a post about this is what it looks like after they've come and taken your loved one away. Over 1 million views. And that
mhm.
was like oh, hey, this looks cool. I need to tell people about
Yeah.
this. This is crazy how it works sometimes. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
sharing the small business creators on Facebook and then also like the 50 states in 50 days,
That's great. Yep.
knowing that I have the eyes on my page that I can disperse those eyes to those other people that don't have that kind of a platform
Hmm.
gives me warm fuzzies.
Yeah. Yeah. It is great.
Because the
It's
world is
really,
set up for pay to play. It's like you got to pay to be, shared, pay to this, pay to that.
mhm.
I know how hard it is to pay to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, good job at it because I really think it's great and it's really educational and people
thank you.
like it and share it. You get so many shares, which is
Yeah.
great.
And I have the experience. I mean, this isn't just, oh, I've been, you know, doing death doula work for a year and I have all these stories to share. This is working in death care since right out of high school.
Yeah.
So
And
I have a lot of stories to share and I think it'll help a lot of people.
oh, yeah, totally. And so everybody just know that you need to like, share, comment on her posts because that's what helps her earn money on Facebook. So even just hitting the like, don't just scroll, at least do that. And because we want to see you get that cemetery. Do you have a dream where you want it? Or
I don't know yet.
yeah, another question
Initially,
for you. Would you be open to running like a large abandoned cemetery?
yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah,
Because
as
what
soon as I
about
heard what
that
was
one?
happening in
What about that one
Mel,
in Pennsylvania?
I know. No, I
It's
immediately thought,
gorgeous.
I wonder if they have acreage for green burials or even to partner with a group like Life Forest that
Hmm.
sets up, cremated remain burials with GPS, blah, blah. There's
Yeah,
so many things you can do with those. I'm
yeah,
not that businesswoman. I'm the creator.
yeah,
I need somebody to line it
yes,
in for me. I'm the
yeah,
doer and the creator.
yeah. Well, you know,
I'm
Ed's
not
the
opposed to it.
man for making cemeteries happen. So
Right. We should talk about it.
I know. Yeah, so there's a lot of great people out there, you know, too, in our world that are supportive. You know, I said I wanted to mention Sunny. She's always on my Facebook. I love her posts. And Amy Cunningham out there,
Yes.
she's awesome. And Elizabeth
I want to give an
Fournier.
OG shout out to Ellen McDonald,
Hmm.
who started my green burial hands-on journey at Eloise Woods in Austin, Texas.
Oh, Eloise
She's
Woods.
long retired from this.
Yeah.
But she's out there somewhere, and I hope she hears this.
Yeah. I know there's just so many now, and we're really fortunate because people pioneered before us, and now we're shoving it through and making this happen for families, and families are having green burials. People are becoming more aware and wanting it and changing their minds and changing their plans, you know, and we're
Yep.
making more green spaces and people in their communities can make coffins and shrouds and urn boxes. It does not have to be something you buy from a corporate company. You can pull it
Yep.
right out of your closet if you want.
Mhm.
And just teaching people that all these things are possible.
Yeah.
So, so I really wanted to interview you mostly because I appreciate you so much, and
Thank
I
you.
appreciate your posts, and I wanted you to just keep going. And I know if there's any way the Global Green Burial Alliance can help, or you want to join up again with us, I would love it. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So, and I know if you ever want to interview me too, I have a lot of stories.
You got some stories for exposing death care?
Well, not really too much for exposing, but just a lot about death and just, I don't know. When I started with the Green Burial Council, it was very dicey because there was previous trauma in the organization and it was difficult. Like I didn't know who to trust. I was totally new to the industry and it was scary. It
Yeah.
was scary. And I feel like I've come a long way from that point to now. And
Mhm.
if I can help, like you said on your website, I'm here to help. That's what I want to do. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Ditto. Awesome job, Gretchen.
yeah. Thanks. You too. So,
Thank you.
Happy New Year to us and to everybody out there. And I don't want to keep you too long, but I'm glad we connected. And I guess we'll see each other in cyberspace.
Ditto. All righty.
Okay, I'm gonna just hold up when I stop this.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, everybody, and I'll see you next time. And thank you, Melissa, and have a great day. Bye.